y'all, welcome back to my channel. Just want to sit down and film this get ready with me style video. Again, I mentioned this multiple times throughout the video. Please excuse my hair. I have dry shampoo that's baking in there, and like I said in the end, I planned on like putting it down and like whatever. So I wanted to sit down, like I said, and film this get ready with me style video. I didn't really know what I was gonna do, but I just wanted to film it anyways. And so, but now I'm in kind of a time crunch, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. Bye, y'all. This is kind of more like my tried and true routine, something that I would do every day. I've already washed my face and moisturized. And excuse my hair. If it looks like I have gray hair, it's just the dry shampoo that I put in there. I'm letting it soak in, and I'll do something with it later. But I am priming my eyelids with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. So I'm just going to do that. It just kind of creates an even surface for the eyeshadow. Something that I have been doing recently that I found I really like is to take the MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extended Eye Base and put it over top of that. I like a really thin layer of that MAC Pro Longwear. And then I like to take this Prep and Prime, which is almost like it's a really weird consistency. It's like a silicone type feel, but anyways, you only need like a smidge of this. So literally, I'm just going to take, like, you see how much I have on my finger? Not much at all. And what I do is I just take that on my ring fingers and just dab them together, and you'll feel it become really milky. It'll emulsify and become really, not runny, but a lot softer. And then I'll just place that right on the lid and just kind of press it into my eyelid, my skin, and you'll feel it start to become tacky. Like it's already tacky. That 24-hour is no joke. Now I'm just going to do the face, and I'm going to use my tried and true L'Oreal True Match. I don't know if any of you have watched my other videos, but I haven't mentioned this. Most of the time my face is super white, and then when I put my foundation on my face, like the dots, it probably looks like, damn, that girl does not know how to match foundation. Always match your foundation to your body, not to your face. Most of the time our faces are much, much lighter than our bodies, so it's very important that you're matching your foundation to your neck, to your body, so that once you apply the foundation, you are the same color. So that's why, in case any of you are wondering, it doesn't ever match my face, because I don't match foundation to my face. Anyways, now I'm just going to apply this. I'm just going to dab it. And I do be having some problem spots today. Dear Gussie. Whew. And I'm just going to go in with the Beauty Blender. Dampen your Beauty Blender. And then I'm just going to start pressing this into the skin with tapping motions. Tap, 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 tap. All around. Pushing it into the hairline. I love this foundation. It is from the drugstore, and it is just so good. L'Oreal True Match is just the way to go for me. Like I said, just pat it into the skin. This really helps to diffuse the foundation, make it distribute evenly all over the skin, and it gives the appearance of that airbrush finish, because it just helps to, it doesn't soak up your makeup, but it does help to pick up any excess. So now for concealer, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. What a mouthful. I have two shades. One is in light neutral and the other one is medium light neutral. I like to take the medium light neutral, which is more, it matches more my skin tone. And I forgot to correct my blue underneath my eyeballs. So let me just demonstrate what I was going to do on this eye, before I started swiping was to take the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette and take this peachy shade and put it right here to correct that blueness. For whatever reason, I'm a little more blue today. So I didn't do that on this side. I could probably still do it, but there we go. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Okay, so once I did that, then I'm gonna go in with the concealer. And like I said, this one is closer to my skin tone, so I like to use this one around my nose, where we all are hormonally red. I'm gonna dab it right there because old girl needs some help there. I just have a little spot. So that looks really sloppy. I normally don't look that sloppy. Anywho, so I do the one that's closer to my skin tone right under my eyes and around my nose, and then I do a lighter shade, the light neutral shade, underneath my eyes as well, like this, just to bring a little bit of highlight to that area. And we'll highlight with something else on the rest of the face. So I'm just going to take my dampened beauty blender and blend all that out using dabbing motions as well. Again, you never want to rub a cream product at first, especially. I don't like to rub them at all if I can help it, but just because you want to press it into the skin so that your skin still looks like skin and not like a cake. Now I'm going to highlight the rest of the face, and I'm going to use the Smashbox Step by Step Contour Stick in the shade Highlight. This is a trio set. There is a highlight shade. I swear to God if I drop that again. They have a highlight shade, a contour shade, and a bronzing shade. I'm going to start with the highlight shade, and I need to sharpen it per usual. That is one thing about these sticks, is that they just seem to they're so creamy that they wear down easily. So I try to like go as long as I can without sharpening them. I know that sounds bad too, but I try to go as long as I can without sharpening them. But then they get to a point where they just scratch the mess out of your face, and that is no fun, my friends. No fun. So I'm just highlighting right above the brows, on my forehead, down the center of the nose, and on the jaws here. And now I'm just going to blend that out with my beauty blender. Sorry, I'm trying to stay as organized as possible during this, so it's a little easier to put everything away after this video is done. But so I'm just dabbing that into the skin. Above the brow. I think I need to re-dampen my beauty blender. It's feeling a bit dry. Anything that you want to bring attention to or accentuate or make look bigger or stand out, you're going to want to highlight it. Anything that you want to look smaller or more like a shadow is there, you're going to contour it. So anyways, we highlight those areas. Now we're going to, just making sure I don't have anything in my teeth. Now we're going to contour with the contour stick in that Smashbox thing. And I'm just going to go from the top of the ear, halfway down. Same thing on this side, top of the ear, down. That ain't even. Girl, gonna have them loppy sided. Oh well. We'll work it out when we blend it. Then we're going to go down the sides of the nose. And I'm going to go ahead and bronze as well, so we can just blend this all in at the same time. Taking that third stick from the Smashbox set. This is the bronze one. We're just going to bronze up our forehead. So just going to blend in those excuse me, blend in the bronzing and contouring. Why is my hair just laying on my forehead like that? So, just blending that in. I am trying to become more consistent with my uploading here on YouTube, and so I decided to try this style of video. I see a lot of them, and I do like seeing these types of videos, the chit chat get ready with me's, because I feel like it's a lot more personal and you kind of see a routine. Like if I were going to get ready on a daily basis, this is something that I would do. So just blending it out. Now I will say sometimes it might feel like it's really hard to blend and that it's not blending the way you want it to. Please be patient. Be patient. That is the best advice I can give. Be patient and just blend it out, and it will get better. Don't you worry, and you will get more comfortable with it as well. I'm going to set everything with a powder. I am actually going to use 2 powders. This is to set my under eyes with. They're both highlighting powders. One is the Lyric, the banana shade powder in this Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. As you see, I need a new one. And then the other one is the Emphasize powder from MAC. It's a pro product. You can get it online. So I'm just going to mix those two together on this Real Techniques setting brush. Just going to dip into those and set this under eye area. Let me just scrape into that little banana shade. So just patting inward and outward, inward to outward, inward to outward. Same thing on the other eye. And I'm just going to take a dab of that Emphasize powder from MAC and go in the triangular motion just to highlight a little bit more underneath that the eye area. So you're actually, I'm just setting it and then highlighting. Now we're going to warm things up. I'm always bad about leaning out of the frame, so sorry. We're going to warm things up with this Sigma large powder brush and some bronzer. I would use the bronzer that's in that Shade and Light palette. However, it is pan, like real bad hidden pan. So I'm going to dip into my NARS Laguna, which is one of my all-time favorite bronzers. Just going to dip into that, and I'm just going to start to warm up the face. Going right there in those cheekbones, up onto the temples, on the forehead. Just adding some dimension back into the flat face. Ooh, this brush be shedding. I really want to try some Morphe brushes because everyone raves about them. I just haven't gotten around to it. Now I am going to contour with the NARS Ita brush, and I am going to go back to the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and dip into the shade Subconscious, which is the contouring shade in the palette. Just going to dip into that, and top of the ear. This is to create that shadow. Always top a cream with a powder. That is how you lock it in and make it stay. It's not going to move around throughout the day. Lock it in with a powder. Don't worry, we'll blend all this out so it won't look so freaking crazy. I feel like it looks a little crazy in the viewfinder. Now I'm going to highlight the jowls. I always want to call them jowls because Kool-Aid, our English Bulldog, his jowls. So when I think of jowls, I think of jowls. I don't know. Ooh, 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 ooh. So we've got another Sigma brush hair on us that won't come off. So we've gotten that. Now we're going to go in with some blush. I have been obsessed with this Milani powder brush in the shade American Beauty Rose, and it's just so pretty. It has like a little bit of a sheen to it, not glitter, but just enough sheen that when you put it on the skin it gives you a nice glow. It just adds life to your cheeks. After that, I'm just going to highlight the tops of the cheekbones. Oh, and let me just show you this sad, sad, sad story. It's my champagne pop. Oh, I don't want to blind you there. My champagne pop, and it just shattered everywhere. Not today, but the other day. I took it into the bathroom. I was holding all my makeup in one spot, and of course the one thing that falls, and the only thing that falls, is the one thing that I don't want it to fall. Don't want to fall. Okay, so we're just gonna highlight the tops of the cheekbones. This just gives you a glow. Like I said, this is Champagne Pop. This is Jaclyn Hill's collaboration with Becca Cosmetics. So awesome. This is literally the most amazing highlighter I've ever used in my entire life. It is truly like the most universal. Just gonna put a little bit on my head. Top of the Cupid's bow right there. And top. Now I'm going to go into the brows with the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade, I think this is medium. What is this? Medium brown. All I do is just kind of, I have pretty bold brows, so I don't need much help with that, but they are sparse in places nonetheless. So I just kind of fill that in. Give them a little shape. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to go in with the eyes. I'm going to be using the Morphe 350 palette. This palette is literally, it is so talked about on YouTube, but it is all that it's cracked up to be. It is a warm person's dream. So freaking pretty. The first thing I want to do is take a neutral shade in this palette and just go all over the lid with it. Just mixing the two lightest shades in that one, no wait, no, this one and this one. Just to go all over the lid, just to set so that any eyeshadow that we go in with doesn't drag on the lid since we put that primer. It just gives us a nice smooth canvas to start working with. Okay, so now that we've gotten that all the way up to the brows, I'm going to go in with one of these shades. I'm going to go in with this shade first. This one, I think. And I'm just going to put that right in the transition area. Which is just laying down one color to help all the other colors blend together better later. Back and forth motions and little circular motions just to help it look a little more diffused. Like this. This shade right here. Right there. Do you see that? Yep. It is another transition shade, so I'm just going to put that kind of right underneath the transition shade that we used before. Just back and forth motions like so. And now I think I will want to put some of this in the crease. It's like a red brown. So pretty. I'm just going to go in with a different brush. This is the Sigma E40. That one was the one I was just using was a MAC 224. Back and forth motions in the crease. So there's that. I think I'm going to lay down one of these cranberry type shades. This one. Gosh, I can't get it. There we go, like that. I'm just going to lay this down on the lid. Can you see that? So you see I've got that cranberry shade all over the lid there. And I think I'm going to go back in with the matte shade that we just put in our crease, and I'm gonna just blend that shimmery cranberry shade out. Now I'm gonna deepen up the outer V with this dark shade here. So we're just gonna get some dimension with this, and I'm gonna put it like on the outer V, kind of here. I'm gonna bring it in a little farther than I normally would, but and I'm using a domed utility brush from Sigma. Now I'm going to blend all that out. I'm going to dip back into the matte shade from the crease and blend that out. Just so it doesn't look harsh in the crease at least. Then you're going to go back with the MAC brush and our transition shades that we did earlier and blend out some more. So now I'm just going to take this Copper Sparkles shade and put it on the center of the lid. I might even bring it into the inner corner, who knows. So freaking pretty. I'm going to bring it kind of over a little bit, but mainly focused in the center of the lid. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on my lower lash line too. Take that dark brown that we were working with from the palette and smoke out. Now I'm actually just going to brighten up the inner corner with my pinky finger. This shade right here. I'm going to dip into that shade. And I'm dabbing that right in the inner corners. Just to kind of highlight things. I'm going to use a brush to kind of smooth that out a bit. And for the final steps, I'm going to line my waterline with a black liner from L'Oreal, my upper waterline. And then I'm going to use the Zoeva waterproof eyeliner in the color Opulence. Such a pretty color. I'm actually just going to put this in my lower waterline. It's just like that cranberry shade. And then I'm going to do my black liner, the Kat Von D tattoo liner. Okay, and just going to start in the inner corner and draw outward towards the line that we made up here. Then I'm going to take that line and connect it. Well, it's not every day that you can get a good ass wing, so and today is no exception, for sure. But I will say, most days I don't get a symmetrical wing on both sides. And I feel that today they are somewhat symmetrical, which I can appreciate. Now I'll put on some mascara. This is Punk Volumizer that came in my BoxyCharm, and I really like it. And for today, I'm going to use the Dose of Colors Stone and Sand. We're going to do an ombre lip. I am going to line my lips with MAC Whirl. So now I'm going to go in with a brush. It's a Sigma concealer brush, F70. And I'm going to take the darkest shade. We're going to do an ombre lip, and this is Stone by Dose of Colors. I'm just going to take the brush and brush it off onto there. Then I just kind of line, do an outline. This is hard enough without having to make sure you're in frame. So I'm just going to paint some more off, do the same thing to the top. Again, this is Stone. Try to dip into that stone and complete this lip. And before it dries, I'm going to take sand and that in the inner, and take my finger and let it out. Now I'm going to take this brush again and just go around the edges again. We're all done. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this style of video. I was planning on doing like the outro with my hair down and done, but I am in a hurry and I took too long to do all this. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all. Oh shit, I'm still filming.